You really gonna go through with this?
In Lego City, there is gender equality?
When I was 13 years old, my dad pulled me aside and he said, "Son, you listen to me and you listen good. We're gonna play this here zombie game and trust me, it will haunt you. You'll get nightmares about giant mushroom zombies coming to eat your feet and smell your armpits. But you'll also get your first boner watching Ellie cock a rifle." The motherfucking Last of Us part mother flippin' fucking 2. It's here. It's out. It has zombies, it has good graphics, it has the best music, and Ellie's 19, which means she's fuckable. It goes without saying that the graphics in this game are fucking amazing, you know, from the people to the environments to Ellie's fingertips carefully caressing the metallic strings on her guitar, to the grass gently swaying as the wind blows through. It all looks fucking astonishing. You know, I could spend hours just looking at this game, just letting my eyes wander and explore these environments. You know, there are so many instances where the game went from cutscene to gameplay, and it took me a minute just to realize because the transition was so fucking seamless. You know, this game really is like a playable movie, and the graphics lend a huge chunk of authenticity to this world. However, the graphics are only the tip of the iceberg when it comes to The Last of Us fucking part 2. Now, in the first Last of Us, you know, you'd sneak around, you throw bottles and shit, you set up traps, and you still do that in this game, you still do. However, they also added a dodge and a crawl, which majorly changed how you fight enemies. You know, you can sneak around in grass and shit, and you know, you can't just mindlessly pound away at zombies anymore.
No more simple point and swing stuff here, folks. You gotta lock on, focus on the fight.
This is actually fucking awesome, you know, it adds a lot more depth to the combat, it makes it a lot harder, which is a good thing. You gotta think in this game. So this is a big boys game. It's not a little baby game anymore. This for men. I know people think the story in this game is bad, but those people are retarded and have never sex had. Yes, I'm a poet. Thank you. I'm gonna be here all week. If you think that the transgender character is bad or unnecessary, you are a stupid, bigoted idiot, and you should shut up and go to stupid jail, cause holy fucking shit, guys. It's a fucking transgender person in a video game. It's not that fucking bad. Let's not make a big deal out of this, okay? He's just there, okay? He never, like, takes up too much space. He never takes any attention away from the main plot. It's just part of his character. This is a transgender person in a video game. Okay, cool, let's move on. You know, this isn't like fucking Ellie's quest to becoming a social justice warrior. It's just a bit of fucking context for like, the background of these characters. Also, Liv is badass, and I fucking love him. So shut the fuck up. In the original game, you go the whole game fighting militia, zombies, fireflies, cannibals, zombies, bandits, fireflies, military, bandits, zombies, and bandits. And except for maybe the fireflies, there's never really spared any sympathy for these enemies. You know, they're just bad. You know, they do bad things, therefore they are bad and they deserve to die. Now, in Last of Us 2, they turned this concept on its head. In the beginning, when Abby kills Joel, you're like, oh no, she didn't. Fuck this bitch ass, honky looking ass Abby boo boo. You know, but then as the story progresses and you start to like get to know this Abby character and warm up to her, you begin to realize that no one is really pure evil in this game. Not the Jacksons, not the Wolves or the Serapites, not Ellie or Abby. No one is doing bad things simply for the purpose of being evil. Everyone is good from their own point of view. Except for that one guy who killed Ellie's horse. Fuck that guy. That guy's pure fucking evil. Piece of shit. Joel and Ellie's relationship is put on trial, so to say. We get to see Joel having to face the consequences of what he's done in the past. We see the role reversal where suddenly Ellie is the one in power, telling Joel how to behave, and Joel kind of sinks into this gray old little man character. You know, he's just filled with so much sadness and regret, and we realize how selfish Joel has been and how he's put his own needs above Ellie's, and how much this has affected both of them, Ellie especially, because, you know, Joel found this happily ever after with Ellie, but Ellie lost hers, and he took that from her. We get to see multiple flashbacks of Joel and Ellie's relationship throughout the game as they gradually grow further and further away from one another. The Dinosaur Museum tour is by far one of my favorite parts of the game. You know, the chemistry between Joel and Ellie is just off the charts, and it's such a nice departure from the constant violence and murder going on in this game. However, as we check in with these flashbacks, we see Ellie growing more and more distant and less attached to Joel until he finally comes clean to her about what he's done, and the relationship comes to an abrupt end. Throughout this game, we see Ellie on this journey of self-destruction. You know, she seeks out to avenge Joel in a moment of rage and anger, and she ends up murdering tens of dozens of people and losing literally everyone she loves just to get to Abby. But when she finally reaches her, when she finally reaches this goal, all she finds is just this skinny, little weak shell of a woman. You know, Ellie has built Abby up to be this huge, colossal monster in her head, but really she's just a normal person. You know, she's a person who's lost people, a person who's sacrificed to get her revenge, you know, and she gained nothing from it. Abby only gains her purpose once she saves Lev and Yara, and that's the part that Ellie's missing. Revenge won't heal her, it won't. Acceptance will. And eventually Ellie does accept that Joel is gone, and there's nothing she can do that will ever bring him back. In the fight between Ellie and Abby, Abby bites off Ellie's pinky and ring finger, and we've seen Ellie fidgeting with these fingers before whenever she's nervous or scared, and losing these fingers represents Ellie losing her identity. She literally loses everyone and everything she's ever had, all of her friends, her family, even her own identity. She ends up completely and utterly alone. And as we know from the first game, that is in fact Ellie's biggest fear. I want to end this video by telling you guys about something really cool that I found while I was playing this game. And that is that at one point in the game, Manny makes a reference to the popular Ghibli movie Princess Mononoke, and there's a reason why he references this movie specifically, and that is because the main theme in Mononoke is hatred between man and nature, and how hatred absorbs these characters both figuratively and literally, which also happens to be the main theme of The Last of Us Part 2. Hate and what it can make people do, how it affects your mind and how it takes over your actions and makes you do these horrible things because you think it will take away this hate and all this hurt you're feeling. And instead it only makes it worse. That's the main theme of this game. We get to dive into Ellie's mind as we, the player, feel this hate towards Abby, and we sympathize with Ellie. But once we realize how much Ellie is willing to sacrifice, we're left with this numb feeling of emptiness, that very same feeling that Ellie is feeling by the end of the game. This game tells a story about hate, selfishness, revenge, and the consequences of these. About forgiveness and loss and love. And it's a chronicle for life itself and how easy it is to think that you're doing the right thing when you're completely missing the point. It's a story about sacrifice and how much people are willing to lose just to get what they want, and how showing kindness and mercy instead of just ruthless evil might just make it a little bit easier to be the Last of Us.
If I ever were to lose you, I'd surely lose myself. Everything that I have found here, I've not found by myself. Try and sometimes you'll succeed to make this man of me. Oh, my stolen, missing parts I've no need for anymore. 'Cause I believe, and I believe 'cause I can't see.
I think I can ever forgive you for that.
Our future days.
I would like to try.
Days of you
I'd like that.
and